What is going on, everybody? Happy Thursday and welcome back to the channel. My name is Justin, aka No Good Comics. Appreciate every one of you that is either hanging out with us live right now or you're catching the replay. Thank you so much. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you are new, welcome, welcome, welcome. And of course, hit that little bell notification so that you can be notified anytime I go live or put out a new video, as I've been doing fairly often recently. So quick reminder, this is Tag Team Thursday. This is the night where me and a bunch of other fellas that are in the description that I added there, we do a little thing here where we pass along and do each of our videos. It started at 6:30 with Rod, just a Rican and his comics. Normally John is with us. He did not do, or he was not able to do one tonight. So, but definitely his link is in the description. So make sure you check out John. Then we went over to Tony, Old Wolf 65, also Dan, Comic Shop News, and then Brandon, ComixKings. We were just over on his channel. And really loved everybody's content. So make sure you are subbing them up, checking out the rest of the people's content below. Like I said, this is every Thursday at 6:30 is when we kick this off. So yeah. So anyways, I am now talking about the books that you should check out that came out from this previous Wednesday, May 19th. These are my top 5 books that I loved, that I dove into. I still have some others I need to catch up on, but these are 5 that I definitely want to talk about tonight. So really looking forward to that. Before I get into that, though, I do want to say a quick hello to the chat. I see we got 15 people hanging out with us right now. So let's say a quick hello. Something Wong, what is going on, man? Hanging out early in the chat. Appreciate you, man. We got John's Comics with Kids, as I was just mentioning before. Make sure you sub him up as well. He is my Omni X-Men partner in crime as we talk about the X-Men Claremont stuff every Tuesday. So always a good time there as well. We got my man Fable, Station Fable. Good to see you. My DC brother. Man, I got X-Men brother, got DC brother. It's got all sorts of family around here. We got Comic Burrito. What is going on, Cole? Good to see you. Always nice talking with you over on the IG stuff and catching your shows on YouTube with the crew. Always good to see you guys. We got Victoria, Read Across the Stars. Good to see you as well. Hello, hello. And we got Southern Comic Geek Jason. What is going on, my friend? Catching you all day in different chats and stuff like that. I had a video going on earlier today, and Jason was hanging out with me. So appreciate you, my friend. Thanks for hanging out here again today. We got Uncanny Swag. Yo, what is up? What is up? We also have my girl Sheena in the house. What's going on, Sheena? Good to see you. We have Todd Christian hanging out with us tonight, as well as always. Good to see you as well, Todd. Eric Durant's Station brother. Good to see you too. We got Comic Shop News, who I just mentioned. Dan, who is also part of the Tag Team Thursday crew. Make sure you check him out. He was also a guest on Morbius and I have a show on Tuesdays called Comic Relief, and Dan was our guest for that night. So that was a lot of fun. If you guys missed that, go check that out. Really good comments and points were made that night. It was really fun time. We got TM Nerdy Station. Travis, good to see you too. TM putting out a ton of great content. Just caught some stuff earlier today as well. Let's see. We got Darth Timo. What is going on, Darth Timo? Welcome. Always good to see you. PJ King in the house. He says, good week for the Bombers, Justin, closing in on those Red Sox on the standings. Yeah, great point, PJ. Last night was awesome. Another win today. Definitely a clutch win. We need these. I'm still a little concerned that we're not scoring as much as I'd like to see us, but I'll take the W. I'll take the 2-0 victory anytime. So good to see you, PJ. We'll have to do a sports talk at some point, PJ. We could talk Yankees. That'd be cool. We got Big Herm in the house. Station brother, enter the Sandman. That's right, my friend. Big Herm, also another one in the community, putting out some awesome content. Make sure you check him out as well as Missing Link. What is going on, brother? Good to see you, Station. We got Chamorro Cinema in the house as well. Chamorro, man, I missed Wednesday. I got to go back and catch some of that stuff. I was in there earlier, but I had to jump. So definitely love your Wednesday shows. Just tough with my schedule. So you're going to have to go back and catch the replay on that. But love all the stuff you're doing. Love the support that you always give out to the community as well. You guys should definitely be following Chamorro Cinema and checking out his Wednesday shows for sure. We got my man Jason in the house, Claiming Comics. What is up, Jason? We got Rod, Just a Rican, and his comics, who I just mentioned earlier, this all started at 6:30. My man went for 30 minutes this time around, putting the team on his back while John had to take a step out. So appreciate you, Rod. You did a great job. A lot of great books, man. A lot of great books. I'm going to talk about some of them here today. And but you covered a lot of great stuff, man. We got Brandon, ComixKings, who I just mentioned as well. Station brother, good to see you. We got my man Steve, Hip Hops and me, Team Nerd Herd in the house. Always a pleasure, my friend. Always a pleasure. I think Steve has a video coming up too this afternoon or this evening. Make sure you check out Team Nerd Herd. Always putting out the great work, the great content. Buff Muffin, what's up? What's up, Station? What's going on? What's going on? If you guys are new, make sure you sub up and hit that like button as well. Appreciate that as that helps the channel. All right, I think I'm getting everybody. Chat just jumped. There's Brother Joe, Station Brother Joe. Good to see you. Mrs. Chamorro as well is in the house. Hello, hello. We got Rudy here with us. We got Off-World Adam with us. Awesome. Appreciate all you guys. We got Bobby. All right, guys, this is awesome. Appreciate all you guys hanging out. We got 27 people hanging out right now. That's awesome. Appreciate every one of you. Let's get into some of the books, right? I like on this segment, I like to talk about 5 books that I've read that have just come out from this past, Tuesday, Wednesday, whether it's DC, Marvel, and just some of the reading that I've been able to catch up on just within these past couple of days. So I'm going to do this as my top 5. Which I'm already going to break the rule because I think I have 6 really. Let me see. We have my one I was going to mention as my 6th, even though I'm keeping it at 5. Fantastic Four life story. I just read it. I really enjoyed it. And I wanted to highlight that real quick because I didn't want it to go overlooked or anything. I really enjoyed it. I wasn't sure if I was going to pick it up or not, but I ended up buying it digitally. And I heard actually I heard Rod talking about it, and Rod, you were saying that you really enjoyed it, and that was where I just grabbed it real quick. I was reading it during the rest of the Tag Team Thursday stuff, and I really enjoyed it. I did like the life story for Spider-Man, so that was another thing where I'm like, well, maybe this is worth it to check it out. I went back and read the Fantastic Four stuff from Stan Lee days, issue number 1, digitally. I was reading that, and this was probably a year ago, and I really enjoyed. I mean, it really made me look at and care for Fantastic Four in a different way than I've ever looked at them before, from really getting their origin story and understanding like how they came about. So reading this, and I keep pointing at my iPad because I have it here, but let me so this right here, if you guys are not familiar, just came out on Wednesday. So this right here, I really, really enjoyed and appreciated the more modern version of this, basically. So this takes place in the 60s. It's life story, right? So if you're not familiar with that, it basically tells their story as if the years were real and how it would play out and how they would age and the relationships, how they grow and how the events happen in real time throughout their life. So this is based on the 60s, this particular issue. I think there's going to be like 6 issues altogether, similar to the Spider-Man one. But what I really enjoyed about this was I just feel like this really elaborated on how much we as humans in real life can relate to them and their situations and their thought process of like what they're going through. And I think that's obviously another big reason why Spider-Man is so successful. Especially for kids kind of growing up, putting themselves in the shoes of Peter Parker and what would you do if you had these powers? Well, this too really had me thinking in a lot of different ways, just as the actual Fantastic Four issue number 1 did, from reading the one back in the day. So I just like that this kind of elaborated on some other things. There's more details involved. Obviously, it's a little bit more modern with the style and how they explain things, which I appreciate as well. So I've talked a lot just on this book right now, but I just wanted to really express what I thought of this. So definitely worth checking out for sure. So that's my number 6 out of my top 5, if you can figure that out. Let me real quick see in the chat. I think everybody's just hanging. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. We got Dale's of Suspense. What's going on, Dale? Good to see you. Saw Uncanny Swag earlier. All right. So so my number 5 book, right? Jump into the list here. It's a digital book, and I've talked about this in the past. I didn't realize this was coming out this Wednesday, and it turns out this was the release for it. This is issue 4 of Snow Angels. Are you guys reading this right now? I know in the past I've talked about this. This has been on my list on previous my Thursday shows. I've talked about Jeff Lemire, guys. Jeff Lemire's writing this. Jock is on the cover, or is on the artwork, and this just wrapped up the first story arc. So I highly recommend. If you haven't been reading it before, jump into it now. It's a really, really good read. It takes place in this like futuristic world of this family, a dad and his two daughters, who are living in this blizzard of a trench. It's just an ongoing trench. There's no cities or towns. Like they have a little. There is like other people. Oh, there's a bug in here. Look at that. Little bug in here. There is a group of like people that they live with, or kind of like they're like nomads, like they travel, and there's no technology or nothing like that. So it's a really interesting read. Basically, they say there's these 3 rules where the trench. They refer to the trench as where they're traveling through. Oh, and they're on ice skates, by the way. The trench always provides, it always feeds, it always gives. That's one of the rules. The second rule is the trench is never ending, that it's literally just never ending, and no one ever is explored beyond wherever they've explored. And then the third rule is no one leaves the trench. So, because you could go above and beyond, but there's these things called snowmen who apparently are killers, and we learn a little bit about that. So, anyways, really enjoyed this. Really curious if you guys are reading this or not. If you're not, I do recommend it, especially Jeff Lemire. I mean, just absolutely killing it. I'm reading Ascender right now. I saw Dan earlier, Comic Shop News, mention Ascender, which is coming out, issue 16 or something like that. Is coming out soon. And I just started reading that, and that's Jeff Lemire. So that's where my initial love came from with Descender, reading that with John and JP and Andy. So anyways, if you like Jeff Lemire's work, or if you're just looking for something different, something new, just note that this can only be found on Comixology. This is a Comixology original, so kind of like a Netflix originals. I like that they're doing that. I don't know if it's going to be available on paper or not, but definitely worth a shot if you can get on Comixology. Real quick before I get to my number 4, I saw Real Rude 6 hanging out with us. What's going on, Real Rude? Always good to see you, brother. We also got, we had a video playing. We also got Zen Multiverse in the house. What's going on, Zen? Good to see you. Let's see. Sheena, I'm killing you. Sorry. Going through some of the chat real quick. We got 30 people, by the way, on a Thursday evening. I appreciate all you guys hanging out. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Really do appreciate you guys. All right, see a lot of you guys just kind of hanging, talking. PJ saying the Lee Kirby issue had so much energy in those books, even though Reed sounds misogynistic towards Sue at times. Yeah, that's a good point. Actually, that is a good point, PJ. Let's see. I felt like Reed was I don't know, very stern here in this book. But I don't know. I guess that's kind of how I don't know. All right, so I think I'm kind of caught up and stuff. There it is. I thought I saw a comment before. Eric says Snow Angels is legit. Really enjoyed 40 Seconds. Another Comixology exclusive. Oh, that's cool. I'll have to check that out. 40 Seconds. I'm not familiar with that. Eric, thank you for pointing that out. Amazon Prime reading gets it for you. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's free if you have. That's a good point. Amazon Prime ties into Comixology. That's right, because they're owned by that. Good call, Dan. All right, my number 4 pick of the week is going to be this book right here, Home. Man, this is a very heavy read. I think it's only like 5 issues altogether. I've talked about this before. When the first issue came out, this was on my list. It is about a family who's migrating from Mexico, trying to cross the border into the United States. And it shows a very dark side of that process. It's a mother and her son trying to get into the United States, and they end up putting them in this like holding pen for a long period of time, and then they end up pulling them apart, basically, where they have them go in 2 separate directions. The son loses his mom, and it's really sad. I mean, he gets like locked up with these other kids, basically, while the mother they send her to another area. She's crying, wondering when she's going to see her son again. They literally rip him from her arms in the first issue, and it's very emotional, very heavy type of topic of a comic book. And this issue continues that. I mean, we one little split part extra about this book is the fact that the boy here actually has special abilities. He has these powers that he's not aware of, and he just starts to discover them towards the end of last issue. And it kind of picks up. We see a little bit more of that, and a little bit more of like him trying to figure out how he can get back to his mother and be, he just wants to go home at this point. It's a heavy read, and I'll leave it at that. But I'm really enjoying it. Julio Anta is the one that's doing the writing for this. So, yeah, definitely check this out. That's my number 4 pick of the week. I got 3 more for you. And the good thing about the 3, I actually have the books here that I picked up, so I can show them off here. Just want to say, let me see. Yeah, issue 2 was nuts, Rod. It definitely was. It was heavy. Very sad book. Yep. Agreed, man. Agreed. Good call. Guatemalan. Yes, that you're correct there. But I'm thinking that they're crossing through the border of Mexico. Yeah, definitely a great read, guys. If you are not reading that, I highly recommend. Oh, I see Sleepy in here. Yeah, Sleepy. What's going on? Sleepy Reader 666 in the house as well. Good to see you. All right, my number 3 pick, and actually I'm going to show that off too. Man, I thought this was going to be my number 1. It's not. There's actually 2 more books that I have in mind before this one. I loved this one. What's up, Tony? Old Wolf in the house. Good to see you, brother. We got Bobby Station, brother. Good to see you as well. My number 3 pick right here, Wonder Girl. I mean, this was in the thumbnail, so you knew this was coming, right? Wonder Girl, issue number 1. Yara Flor. Man, I know some of the crew has talked about this tonight. I loved this issue. I loved the. It's Joelle Jones. I just absolutely love her work. I love the future state stuff that we got when we initially learned a little bit about Yara Flor when that was first introducing her. And this is just, I was just blown away by the artwork. It's just so good. And then I also went with the 1 in 50. This was the 1 in 50. I don't know what they call it. 1 in 50. It's not store variant, just incentive. 1 in 50 incentive. Me and My Bad Habits had to grab this because I just absolutely love it. It's absolutely stunning there. So yeah, Wonder Girl was dope. I really enjoyed it. I see PJ King saying artwork was awesome. I totally agree. Panel after panel. I mean, I read this digitally initially, and just the colors and everything about this book was just so beautiful. So definitely recommend it. She is essentially going to travel to Brazil to learn a little bit more about herself. But with that, it kind of triggers all these set of events that are going on around her. There's a really great panel in here where you see it's like 8 or 9 different locations that are thinking or seeing her. You even get like Barbara Gordon, you get Batman, Superman, like I think you get the Amazons. It's a really cool scene. But yeah, and also just like the wittiness, the humor that this comes with. So definitely everything about it, just everything about it. I won't get into the details. You guys read it. Really curious what you guys think about some of these books, so feel free to leave them in there. Steve saying the important question is, does she know Brazilian jiu-jitsu? If not, she's done. Yeah, that's a good point. It's a good point, Steve. I guess we'll find out in issue 2, maybe. What's up, Gore? We got Gore Vidal in the house. How many Wonder Girls are there now, and whatever happened to Donna Troy? That's a good question, and I wish I could answer that, but I don't know a lot of information about Wonder Girl, as I've shared before, that I'm still learning a lot of DC stuff in general. So oh, we got John Thomas in the house. What's going on, John? Good to see you. We also got Dank Comic Station, brother. Sorry if I missed you guys. Scrolling up through just a little bit here. So that was my number 3, Wonder Girl. Definitely recommend it if you guys have not picked it up. I mean, even just for the art alone, it's so worth it. So let's see, number 2 on my list, and I'm sure you guys can guess number 1, but number 2 on my list, and I just read it. Oh, I grabbed the wrong one. I'm all over the place. Okay, so this was Stray Dogs. Stray Dogs issue number 4 now. I think this is 4 out of 5. So we only get 5 altogether here. I'm really sad that this is all we're getting. I mean, I'm hoping, I don't know if there's a way to extend it or come out with more somehow, but Tony Fleeks, Forstner, they're just doing an amazing job with this book. If you guys are not reading this, I mean, if there's one indie title that I would say to be reading, if you're not reading indies at all, it's probably Stray Dogs. That and Shadow Doctor are probably the 2. But Stray Dogs, this book was so heavy. It is so dark, and I mean darker than the other 3 issues. So I mean, I don't know if you guys have read it. or if if you haven't read any of it, it's kind of it's about these dogs. It's like the Dalmatians meet Silence of the Lambs. It's like this lovey story about dogs, but then it's like really dark because there's this murder mystery that's going on. So that it's not for kids. It's definitely not for kids. So keep that in mind. So, and then there's the homage there. They always do the horror movie poster homage cover. So I always grab those as the cover Bs. But yeah, this book is very dark. It's very, very dark, very heavy. I'm waiting. So my girlfriend's reading this right now. So I'm going to have her read this later on, and I'll read that with her. She's going to cry. It's very, very heavy. But yeah, so if you're not reading that, I definitely recommend that as well. Let me catch up in the chat before I get to my number one. Everybody hanging out here. Is Donna in the Titans? I thought she was there after Dick got shot. Yeah, I don't know any of the history of any of this stuff, man. Any of this stuff. I'm learning. I need copy 801 here. So by the way, we got 33 people still hanging out with us. Appreciate all of you so much. Moonlit, what's going on? Michelle doing some awesome stuff. Just catching up on her phase 1 of the Marvel film. So really excited for you, Michelle. So the ending of issue 3. If that brought tears to you, Michelle, just wait till you read issue 4. Just wait till you read issue 4. Zen is saying Stray Dogs has amazing covers. Agreed. And so I've been buying both A's and B's. I've been buying them both. It just, I figure because, there's only 5 issues altogether, that it's not too bad that it's, it's going to end. So I don't have to keep buying. But man, oh man, the book is really, really good. Dang, talking about Layla. Oh, I wonder if you're talking about Many Deaths of Layla Starr. It's been really good too. Steven, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. We also got Mastodon Comics and Music in the house. Good to see you as well, my friend. Let's see. Gore says Stray Dogs sounds interesting, but it couldn't be any more tragic with We 3 by Grant Morrison. Oh, I don't know We 3. Weaponized War Dogs doesn't get any grimer than that. A great miniseries. Gore, Gore, I do recommend reading Stray Dogs. Curious what your thoughts would be on that. We got my man Dan De La Torre going on. What's going on, Dan? Good to see you, my friend. Thanks for stopping in, guys. Make sure you hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and remember that this is part of Tag Team Thursday. All started with Rod, just Rican and his comics. I put all the information down below for Rod, John, Tony, Dan, and Brandon, where we all do some 15-minute segments throughout our Thursday, starting off at 6:30. So if you guys are new to that, make sure you go check out their segments as well, because it did not start here. I am the closer, and I wrap things up, but I'm not done yet. I have one more book that I want to talk about, as I just finished talking a little bit about Stray Dogs. If you guys are not reading it, definitely do. The 4th issue is so heavy. And then I have a couple cool announcements, so stick around for the announcements too. So I have one more book, and then I have two other things to show here. I have a book that I just picked up. It's a back issue book that I picked up, really excited for, and then also a trade paperback that I picked up that I'm really excited for, and I'm curious what you guys think of that as well. So my number one book of the week, at least of the books that I read, and I already knew this was going to be, my heart is so in this book. I absolutely love it. I'm sure you guys have already guessed. If you guys have followed me at all, you know I can't stop talking about this book. But it is Nightwing. This whole series has just been amazing. This is issue number 80. Man, oh man, I am loving everything about this. This is Tom Taylor. Bruno Redondo is the artist. Been killing it. Man, it's just been such a stunning book. I love the interaction between Dick and Babs in this issue. Is so clever and witty. The humor that's involved in this, it's just so good. It's been so good. If you guys are not reading Nightwing, who was I talking to? I was talking to my buddy Sove Collector Michael, who said, I asked him, I said, are you picking up Nightwing? He said he's not a DC guy. And I used to say that all the time. I'm not a DC guy. And I really recommend that you check this out, even if you're not a DC person. I really do. It is that good that it's just a good read. You don't need to know much about the DC world. You don't need to know much about the history. You can jump in at Nightwing 78 and just go from there. Tom Taylor's doing an amazing job. So this right here is kind of what's turned me into a DC fan, and I've just been riding the wave ever since and diving into so many other things. And I don't know if maybe it's just me, I don't know, but DC, they're just killing it right now, right? I mean, I mean, I don't get me wrong, indies too. I'm probably reading more indies than anything else, but DC over Marvel right now, I feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm not making as good of an effort lately for Marvel, but the DC writers, Ram V, Tom Taylor, Tynan, obviously, with Batman, just loving all this stuff. So anyways, Nightwing, really, really good. I won't get too detailed in the issue, but just beautiful stuff. And like I said, it's just got a little bit of everything in this emotionally. I laugh out loud when I read this. I've cried when I got teary-eyed with issue 78. There was some deep emotional moments in 78, and this just does a really good job of kind of keeping you intrigued in everything that's going on while also introducing you to some new stuff. Oh yeah, we also get a guest in here, which I won't spoil, but we do get a guest in here, and that's the B cover, by the way, which I've been loving the A covers more in general, but I did grab this B cover because I did think that this was a really cool way to kind of lay out Nightwing's like logo in a way. So yeah, definitely loving this. And I see Dank mention a couple things here. Where did I see that? The chat is popping right now. Zen saying Tom Taylor is a genius storyteller. He did an amazing job with Deceased, and Nightwing is no less. Yes, so Deceased, that's another thing on my list. I have to check that out because I heard it's really good. Anything Tom Taylor right now, I'm down. I'm down to read. I'm down to check it out. I'm down to give it a shot. Just finished reading that issue like 2 seconds ago. Tom Taylor just writing dialogue so well. Eric, dude, you're so right. And that's the other thing. I feel like, so I like action. I mean, obviously, I think a lot of us do. Like, I really enjoy action in comics. Like, I'm looking for those action scenes, and especially if it's done well. And with this book, like, yeah, there's dialogue, but it's like you don't even need anything else. You just like, you're so into the story and so into the characters, the character building and the relationship building that that it's like, and there is action involved. I mean, there are things that go on towards the end here, but yeah, man, just the dialogue alone is just so captivating. It really is. Miguel, what's going on, Miguel? Good to see you. I thought it was Red Room. Yeah, no, Red Room. I just haven't read Red Room yet. I haven't read Red Room yet. I haven't read it yet. I bought it. It looks really cool. I'm going to check it out. But yeah, just didn't get a chance to dive into it yet. So yeah, dang, this is what I was gonna say. I used to not be a DC guy as well. See, so dang, I'm not alone, man. It's true. And so I highly recommend, don't dismiss it, guys. Even if you don't read DC, don't dismiss Nightwing. Give it a shot. Give Wonder Girl a shot as well. I mean, I really, it's just stunning work. Something else here. So Moonlit says, I've been picking up Nightwing ever since Justin said 78 was amazing and made him tear up. LOL. I'm going to read 78 through 80 all at once. Good call. Just so you know, it's not the end of a story arc. 80 is not the end of a story arc, but it's still just great to sit down and read all those in a row for sure. And it's building to something big. It's building to something bigger. Obviously there's a villain involved. So someone that we don't really know. So yeah, it's good stuff. Redondo drew some of the best action scenes in this recent memory. Yeah, no, that's the other thing too. I do love a lot of the action scenes, even just like in issue 2, or it was issue 2, where Nightwing jumps down off the building right in the beginning of that full panel, and it shows him changing it showed him in different clothes throughout who he was growing up, as Robin and Nightwing and just all these different like formations. Really beautiful stuff in all that. So yeah, good point there too. I never found the Robins interesting at all. Even as a kid, I liked adults. However, the romance between Dick and Barbara have me interested. I hope there is a sad love story here. Yeah, no, I'm with you, Gore. I'm glad that has kind of piqued your interest in that. Dick and Barbara are the way they go back and forth. I love it. I love the dialogue between them too. It's very, very good stuff. Brandon, ComixKings, saying Nightwing was great. I'm so happy that you were loving it, man. I remember when you were in denial, Justin. Yeah, back in the day, Fable, back in the day, and then you showed me the light, my friend. You showed me the light. Let's see. All right. So all right. Let me, we got 31 people in here. Let me just show some stuff here real quick. Oh, good point here, Dank. DC paper quality is better than Marvel, and DC paper is not even the best. Yeah, very good point. I was talking to somebody about that recently. They're like, they don't read DC. They're like, wait, DC paper is better than Marvel. I'm like, oh, night and day. It's like, it's way better. He's like, I had no idea. I think it was, who was I talking to? Comic Stash over on Instagram, who's a big Marvel guy, who just hasn't really given DC a shot yet. I'm new to DC aside from Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing's another great one. Old stuff I'm collecting. Yeah, that's okay. And Michelle, I'm right there with you. I'm very new, still learning a lot of the characters even that I'm just not familiar with, but I'm just going with it because the stories are so good. The artwork is so good. It's worth it to take that time. So, all right. If they could just get their, get their movies right. Yeah, no, I agree with you, John Thomas. If they could just kind of pull that together for sure. Joker's another one. I've talked about that last episode. Very good stuff as well. Dang saying I have the trouble with Robins because they all look the same. So it seems like Bruce has a type. Oh goodness. Todd Christian says the writer of Swamp Thing Ram V is Ram V, but I agree, Moonlit. This is my favorite Swamp Thing run since more. That says a lot there for sure. Todd, definitely enjoying it. I'm glad you are too. There's John. I think Nightwing could end up being the Zdarsky DD of DC. Good call. You guys heard it here first. My man John's Comics with Kids. It could be, my friend. It could be a great low-key book by a talented writer who is making a character really relevant again. Very well said. I almost bought Nightwing's first appearance. Again, I sold it for a friend. I had it in my possession at one point, sold it, and now that I'm like loving Nightwing, I'm like, I kind of want it. Now I kind of want to own it again, his first appearance. But you're right, he's definitely making people fall in love with the character again. Tom Taylor, it's great stuff. All right, so I want to show off. Check this out, guys. So two other things. So this came out yesterday as well, and I'm curious what you guys think. I have not read it yet. It was on the counter. I couldn't turn it down. I wanted to give it a shot as a paper trade format, so I just picked up the paper trade back of We Live. The first volume of We Live. And I gotta say, the artwork looks awesome. I know I've heard so many great things before with a lot of this stuff. I'll just kind of open some of this stuff up. But yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people who have been reading this and really enjoying this. Curious where you guys stand with this stuff. But I mean, this was an Aftershock book that I missed somehow. I'm not sure how I missed it initially, but once it started coming out, I was like, oh, okay, like 4, 5, 6 came out. I was like, okay, maybe I'm gonna wait at this point. And now I regret that. I would like to get a issue number 1 at some point. So anyways, that is We Live. And I've heard some really good things. And I always say Aftershock, man, they're just killing it. Absolutely killing it. Jason here saying We Live is amazing. I'm pumped for the free comic book day spinoff. Oh, okay, that's awesome. So that's good to know. I feel like I saw, maybe it was Legion who was talking about that there's a spinoff. So very cool. Looking forward to that. But I got to read this first. Got to check that out. Let's see. Sleepy Reader says We Live is a treat. Very cool. Glad to hear that's nice and shiny. Yes, it is. Let's see. Oh, I live for this right here, guys. I live for these comments right here. Sleepy Reader 666. When I can twist somebody's arm, I mean, when I can friendly influence someone and suggest something to someone and they say they're going to give it a try. I love to hear that. And especially, hopefully, Sleepy Reader, you reach out to me later and say, dude, you were right. I read it, loved it. You know, I hope that's the outcome of what, when you dive into that. Fable talking about Nightwing. Yeah, not a low key anymore. You're right. A lot of people are looking for it now. We Live is brilliant. Missing Link says, man, I definitely missed the boat here. Everybody talking so highly of this stuff. Let's see. I think that's why Dan says, I think that's why I was excited for Signal, but I think because he might be a meta human, he was excluded from some of the family imagery. I was talking about Nightwing. Let's see. They had a soundtrack commission for the book. What? I didn't know that. That's awesome. John says, I already sent my extra We Live first print to Ruben Guzman, but I still have a first and third. That's awesome, John. That is absolutely awesome. I remember you got that other first issue that you picked up from your LCS for like $1 or something like that. Incredible. Back when your LCS was doing like a deal. We Live is great, brother. Man, Fable, man, I'm behind. You're on this. I'm not even on this yet, man. You gotta shake me, man. You gotta be like, dude, get on this stuff. Steven saying, I'm loving Maniac of New York. I absolutely agree with you there. I love Maniac of New York as well. I know issue 4 just came out recently. Little note for you here, Steven. Maniac of New York, issue number 3, your boy right here. I'm in the back of that. That's right. I submitted a tweet and they printed it in the back of the book, the letter column. So I try to feel special about it, but yeah, no, it's a really cool, and yeah, loving Maniac of New York. So good call there. Let's see. Sorry if I missed anybody. Everybody, man, 29 people still hanging out. I really appreciate you guys. Going on 35 minutes, which is way overdue. I have one more book I want to show, and then I have a couple announcements. So let me get into that real quick, and then I'll wrap things up. I really appreciate everybody's comments and everyone leaving things here. Trying to get through some other ones. Nightwing is my favorite DC title right now. Boom. There it is. I mean, it might be my favorite of all time right now, honestly. Okay, so the awesome book that I picked up this week from the back issues, because I usually don't do a lot of back issue hunting, but I couldn't turn this down because of what this book is, and it's an X-Men book. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this one. This is X-Men 129 from the Chris Claremont and John Byrne era. Just some awesomeness. First appearance of Kitty Pryde, first appearance of Emma Frost. Very underrated book. I know it's been going up more recently, and I still feel like it's underrated just because of how great of a book it is, the characters that are introduced, and the fact that it introduces the Dark Phoenix saga. If you guys are not familiar with that saga, that is a must-read for anyone who reads comic books. Dark Phoenix saga, this is the kickoff to that. So got this a little bit of a lower grade. It does have some water damage, but I don't care. I wanted it, and well, to be fair, I have multiple copies. So, but yeah, anytime I see this book, if it's for a decent price, I will grab it. So, just goes towards my love of Chris Claremont's X-Men run. I mean, look, we have a whole show about it, me and John, right? So I love it. Oh dang, good call, man. Don't sleep on Catwoman, and I think it's tied with Swamp Thing, but in the most interesting way. Oh, that's cool. Good to know, because yes, Ram V is on both of them. I was going to pick up Catwoman, and then I decided just because everything else I'm reading, I was going to wait a little bit. But maybe I will jump into that sooner than later. I think someone else was suggesting that to me. Can't think who I was talking to. Oh, I think it was Copy 801 that was telling me about it. But yeah, I mean, Joel Jones is doing the variants. I know, the covers. I know she started that story initially, and Ram V took over. Ram V's just killing it. So maybe I'll give it a shot early instead of waiting for the trade. Let's see. John says, need to upgrade my copy for sure. Yeah, man, that book's getting pricey. If you're looking to upgrade, man. PJ says, reading, talking about Fable. Hold on, let me swing up here. Brandon, my man, Justin, dang, I know Brandon's trying to get one copy of this thing. He was telling me, so I hope you find one pristine. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. Missing link. Appreciate that. Michelle, thank you all. Appreciate you. Yeah, this is, yeah, right. I mean, I usually don't go, hunting in the back bins, but I did. Well, actually, this was on the wall. So to be fair, that was really wall hunting. It was right in front of me, so I really couldn't turn down. So yeah, let's see. I don't think they're stopping at 10 for Swamp Thing. Oh, I hope. I mean, I know that it says they are, but I hope you're wrong. I mean, I hope you're right, Fable, because I would love to have that continue. I'm loving that right now. Shadow Doctor is the best Aftershock book right now. So original. I'm with you there, John. Loving it. Just talked about it on my video earlier today, which I'll mention in just a second. All right, so a couple announcements, some cool things coming up, and I have a little slideshow to show you guys. I got 35 people in here. Holy crap, man. I don't even have a guest. Usually these are the kind of numbers I get when I have like an Origins guest, man. I appreciate you all hanging out with me here, and the tag team Thursday crew. Make sure you guys are subbed up to everybody in the description below. Make sure you hit that thumbs up as well, and subscribe if you're new, although I do recognize most of you in here now, so appreciate all you guys. I happened to get issue 3, but wasn't able to find 1 and 2. But at least it's no good collector's item. What are you talking about? Oh man, I miss oh, maybe talking about We Live, maybe. Steven saying yes to double check that. All right, so here's my slide. Let me just bring this up real quick. And so a couple announcements. This Saturday, I'm going to have Anna Reads Comics as my comic book collectors Origins guest. Let me blow that up here. So really excited for that. I've known Anna. I feel like I've known Anna since I've really gotten on this platform for creating comic books. Really, really awesome person. Really excited. She does a lot in the community over on Instagram. I'm not sure if she does too much on YouTube currently, but I know that Instagram, she does a lot over there, and just a really cool person, and obviously an X-Men fan, which I love that too. We've talked music before, comics, and so many other things. So really looking forward to having Anna. And I did want to note here as I'm now announcing this that it's actually going to be at 11 o'clock Eastern time, 11 a.m. So we're doing this in the morning. So shifting gears just a little bit, we had a little time mix up. So, things have worked out. So Anna's going to join me at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern this Saturday. So be on the lookout for that. And that was just kind of the time adjustment. I don't know if I'll do anything later that day, possibly maybe at like 2 o'clock briefly, but I am traveling up to New York to visit family in the afternoon. So, but yeah, so I wanted to share that. The other cool thing about, or another cool announcement. So again, shout out to Anna Reads Comics. I got to put her information in the link below, but if you aren't following her over on Instagram, that's her handle there, Anna Reads Comics. And that'll be at 11. And if you're not, by the way, if you're not familiar with Origins, I interview the community to get to know, to get to know their origin story, their background, how they got into the comic book hobby. So the other announcement I wanted to make was I am actually going to be having my first comic creator Origins. And so really excited for this. I don't know if you guys have read Silver City yet, but I am going to be interviewing Olivia Quatera Briggs, who is the writer of Silver City, from Aftershock, right? Talking a lot about Aftershock here. This is also my first creator Origins. Technically my second, I guess, because I interviewed my dad. So I don't know if that counts or not, but definitely my first writer that I'm going to be interviewing. So just her book just came out. Silver City came out 2 weeks ago. If you guys have not read it, I highly recommend it. She seems like a really awesome person. Just been talking with her on Instagram and via email. And so I'm really excited about that. So this is coming up June 7th, the day before my birthday. Look at that. So it's Monday, June 7th, Comic Creator Origins. My very first one. It's going to be at 6 o'clock Eastern time. And again, that's with Olivia Quatera Briggs, the writer of Silver City. I am really, really excited for that as well. And then I have one other slide here. Just wanted to share and let people know if you missed it. This was earlier today, and this is a little segment that I've been starting to do more often, trying to be consistent with this. This is my third episode of doing this, and I'm really excited for just doing this because it allows me to kind of, again, it allows me to talk about comics, which that's like the most important thing, right? I love talking comics, but on top of that, it really allows me to point out the books I'm excited for and hopefully can bring awareness to anyone who might not be reading certain books that I believe are just awesome books that are worth checking out. So if you missed it, it's every Thursday. I'm putting these out every Thursday, 12:30 Eastern time, and it's a premiered video. So it goes out around lunchtime Eastern time, 12:30 Eastern. But it's my top 10 comics for New Comic Book Day. That's the one that just came out. So these are the New Comic Book Days that are coming, the books that are coming out this Wednesday coming up. So if you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. I'm really excited to do this this video series that I've been consistent with now. So, just a fun way to make recommendations and also try to learn what other people are reading. If you guys are reading something that I don't have on that list, let me know, because there were some things that I didn't have that some people were like that were in the premiere live chat, and they were like, "Oh, number one has to be this because you haven't mentioned this yet," and then it wasn't, and they were like heartbroken, jokingly, but they were like, "What? Like, how could you not include this?" Because, but my number one was something else that many said very respectable, and absolutely agree. So I'll leave it at that. Maybe that's kind of the hype right there to go check that out. But loving just that, being able to talk about some of these books. It's funny because I'm trying to keep it at a 10-minute video, and this is my longest one. It's like 23 minutes. So I'm getting worse in that way. But I just love talking. You guys know that. Thank you, Big Herms. I appreciate it, man. Herminio, really do. I see a lot of love in the chat. Appreciate all you guys, everything that you guys are saying here. Really excited for that. Yeah, the Creator Origins, Michelle. Very excited for that. If you've not read Silver City, definitely recommend it. Definitely recommend it. I really do. It's a really cool concept, really cool story. So make sure you check that out. How exciting. We need more of these beautiful women on the show. Agreed. Yes. And there's let me see. Just going back through a little bit. Big Herm says, Anna Nice, she's always on the Insta. Yeah, always. She's a big video gamer as well. So a lot of different things that we'll talk about when I interview her. John Thomas saying, Justin, you are worth it, bro. Right back at you, my friend. Right back at you, JT. Sheena's saying, Justin, you're awesome. Sometimes, LOL, joking. Yeah, I appreciate that. I'll take this sometimes. I appreciate that. H. Lee, what's going on? Nightwing and Robin so far is better than the Batman books. Hey, I'm not going to argue with you there. I am not going to argue with you there. I am definitely enjoying Nightwing and Robin for sure. Robin is part of my top 10 that I just talked about for my show. So definitely there. I am enjoying the Batman stuff too, though. I am. I do need to read some Detective Comics, so I need to catch up on that. Big Herm saying you're worth it too. You as well, my friend. You as well. Thanks, Justin. You just bought We Live trade paperback. My wallet doesn't like you now, bro. I don't even want to hear it, man. I don't even want to hear it, man. My wallet doesn't talk to me at all because of you, Fable. So I'm just saying. Hey, if you guys missed that skit that I did, me talking to my wallet, go check that out because that is that's hilarious. Yeah, no, Fable, dude, you have no right to say that. It's literally everything's your fault. So Shadow Doctor, yes. Let me scroll back down here. All right, I am on 45 minutes, which clearly is now it's too long. It's like 3 long. That's how long it is. It's 3 times the amount of time that I aim for, which I never hit 15 minutes. But that's why I'm the closer, right? We go into extra innings every once in a while, and that that happens. So Miguel, good show. You just earned another subscriber. Oh, Miguel, man, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I will be sure to return the favor. Thank you so much. Yeah, guys, hit that thumbs up if you're new. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure you are checking out Tag Team Thursday every Thursday. Starts off with this man right here, Just a Rican in his comics at 6:30 Eastern every Thursday. Put his information in the description below. After him, he goes for 15 minutes. Then the whole chat jumps over to John's Comics with Kids at 6:45, and then from there we jump to Old Wolf 65. Tony, who does his thing. And then 15 minutes after that, we jump over to Dan, Comic Chop News, who does his thing, talks about some of the new books that he's looking forward to, as well as some of the books he's reading right now. So that's at 7:15. And then 7:30 is ComixKings, aka Brandon, who always has some sort of awesome rant going on. And if you think I have energy, that kid has energy way more than me. So make sure you check him out. Always has good stuff. And then, of course, we finish the night here at 7:45, and I go for, well, again, my goal 15 minutes, but I've never kept it that low before. Yeah, so keep it going. H-Lice says, keep it going. Too short. Yeah, man. I appreciate that. Herminio says my wallet threw me out the house. Dude, I'm with you, man. Sleeping on the couch with because of our wallets, man. I'm with you. There it is. Tag team for sure. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. Appreciate all you guys hanging out, and thank you so much for the comments. Leave a comment in the description or in the comment section, because that helps the video. That helps the channel as well. Let me know your thoughts on this. If you're watching this replay right now, you watching the replay, I know you're like, how does he know? How does he know I'm watching this replay? Thanks so much. First of all, hit that thumbs up, leave a comment in the comment section below, and catch us live next Thursday, because that's where we'll be. So, all right, guys, I hope this was fun for you as it was for me. Appreciate all y'all, and I will talk to you later. Peace.